Hey, Chosen Champs, I hope y'all having a blessed and positive day. So, I just wanted to encourage somebody out there that is feeling heaviness right now. As of today, as you are watching this video, you are feeling a load of stress, a load of heaviness, a load of burdens that you have been carrying, and you've been carrying this heaviness for so long. It's become so heavy that you're having a hard time praying, you're having a hard time smiling, you're having a hard time just having joy because the burdens are so heavy. And I want to let you know today that God wants you to lay your burdens onto him. God wants to carry your burdens. God doesn't want you holding on to the burdens that you're dealing with right now. He don't want you to continue to struggle to carry all this weight, because the problem is the weight wasn't never meant for you to carry. The load wasn't never meant for you to carry. The load was meant for God to carry. That's why God said, cast your burdens on me. Cast your worries on God. Cast your issues on God. Cast your trauma on God, because God knows what to do with the burdens. God can handle the burdens. That's why he say, give them to me. You cannot handle the heaviness that's on your shoulders. That's why you're having a hard time focusing. That's why you're having a hard time just being able to walk into your purpose. That's why you're having a hard time building your relationship with God, because you're carrying too much. And you're doing something that is not even your job. Your job is not to carry everything that you're carrying. Your job is not to fix every problem that you're dealing with. God wants to fix your problems. God is the solution to your issues. But if you keep carrying them and not giving the problems to him, then how can he work? How can he do the work that needs to be done if you're carrying everything, if you're trying to control everything, if you're not releasing? At some point you got to release it to God. At some point you got to release that pain to God. At some point you got to release that worry to God, because you're not going to be able to function, because you're doing a job that you were never meant to do. You're carrying something that you were never meant to carry. That's why God reminded you that you have to cast your burdens on him, and I will give you rest. The more you start releasing to God and letting go of whatever it is that's bothering you, the more you start to let go and release it to him. He said, I will give you rest. You will be able to think more clearer. You will be able to focus on your purpose. But right now you are distracted because you're carrying heaviness. You're carrying the weight of the world that you're not supposed to be carrying. There's only so much that we can handle in our own strength. It's not until we allow God to use his strength to pick up our problems and pick up our day-to-day conflicts and pick up our day-to-day bad emotions. It's left up to us to release it to him, so he can deal with that. You got too much going on. You got too much. You're taking on too much at one time. You have to release and let God be God in your life. That's why the enemy wants you to stay in your heaviness. Because when you stay in your heaviness, you start to feel like, what's the point of living? Because all you do is carry heavy things. All you do is carry heavy baggage. And then you feel like, how am I supposed to grow when I got all of this, all this weight on my shoulder? How am I supposed to be able to just maintain a decent life? because you got all this worry on you. You got all these issues on you, and you can't even seem to focus on just life itself. You go to work with heaviness. You come home with your kids with heaviness. You're carrying too much. You're carrying too much. That's why God is telling you, let it go. Cast your burdens on him so he can give you rest. God wants to comfort you today. God wants to be your peace today. God wants to let you know that it will be okay. Everything will be okay. Everything will work out. All your problems are only temporary, but your burdens have to be released today. You're trying to do the job of God. That's why in the Bible it gives you description and it gives you instructions on your part and God's part. And you carrying all that stress and burdens, that's God's job. But you took it upon yourself to do God's job, and you can't do his job. That's why it's becoming too much for you. That's why you're feeling so frustrated. That's why you're snapping and yelling at the kids and yelling at your spouse and not happy just throughout your day, because you're picking up a job that's not in your job description. That's God's job description. God's job description is the one that's supposed to have the ultimate power, the unlimited power, the unlimited strength to be able to endure anything. That's God's job. And when you give it to God, he'll use his strength through you. Because God is in each and every one of us. So when he allows his strength to be used through you, the burdens are lighter. Now the burdens are lighter. Now your problems are lighter. Now you can think better. Now you can deal with life more of an easy way, because you're laying it all to God. You're bringing it to the altar. Bring whatever you need to bring to the altar and leave it there and release. Whether it's past hurt that you haven't healed from, whether it's a breakup that you haven't got over yet, whether it's a betrayal that still runs and plays through your mind every day, whether it's your finances, whether it's your children not acting right, whatever it is, whatever heaviness that you're feeling today, give it to God. Give it to God. Because he's there. He wants to help you through your situation. He wants to help you through your problems. But he can't help you if you're not giving it to him. You got to come to God and say, Lord, I lay it all down. I give it to you because I don't want to carry this anymore. I don't want to carry these burdens anymore. I give it to you. I give it to you. So give your burdens to God today. Release that heaviness that you're carrying. You weren't intended to lift all of that pain. You weren't intended to lift all of that struggle, all of those trials and tribulations. Let God hold that. Let God carry the heaviness so he can give you rest. It's time for you to rest. It's time for you to stop trying to figure out how you're going to make this work, how you're going to make this work. Relax. Let God take care of it. Everything's going to be okay. You have a blessed and positive day, chosen champs. Be encouraged.